This is a topic that I think a lot of people need to hear about. You're letting things eat at you because you're not eating. You are literally letting everything in your life get to you. It could be the smallest thing and it literally irritates you or makes you feel some sort of way because you're not eating yourself. When you are having a really, really bad day, and let's be honest, we all have bad days. We're human, okay? Some days more than others, and that's okay. But do you realize that if you change the way that you look at things, your life is going to change? And that means your bad days, that means the days that you feel like you are just at your lowest, those days are going to change if you can change the way that you're thinking about things. And so many things would not eat at you. So many things would not get to you so badly if you eat yourself. And what I mean by that is, what are you doing every single day to feed your mind, to feed your soul? For me personally, you guys know that I'm big on podcasts. I read a lot of books. I do the things every single day to self-develop. And there's so much more that plays into this. And I'm talking about healing, forgiveness, learning, growing, and it's very, very hard work. Very hard work. I think that for me personally, I noticed that if I'm having a really bad day or I'm having a really bad week or I'm even having a really bad month, it's typically because I'm not feeding myself. I'm literally starving myself from the self-development. And I noticed that when I am self-developing, I'm listening to the podcast, I'm reading the books, I'm working out, I'm doing the things that are really good for my soul, my mind, and myself, and my mental health at that, those bad days are a little bit easier to get through. They're a little bit easier to push through because I'm now looking at them in a different way. I know and understand that whatever it is happening for me and not to me. And I think that's a really, like, people can say all the time, I know it's happening for me, not to me, but do you really, truly, are you grasping that sentence? Do you really, truly understand what could come from it if you're shifting your perspective and you're shifting your mindset around that? Because I think a lot of people are going to sit here and say, well, I'm going through a really bad day. I'm going through this really hard situation. And I know that something bigger is going to come out on the other side. But are you putting in the work for that breakthrough or that win to come through? Does that kind of make sense to you guys? Which we talked about breakthroughs in a later podcast or in an earlier podcast. So I was having a conversation the other day and we were talking about how forgiveness is a really, really hard thing for people to do. And I think it's even hard for me. Okay. It is hugely hard for me. I think we sit here and say, oh, I have forgiven that person. I have let it go. But have you truly forgiven? Like, what does forgiveness actually look like for you? And if you're not willing to forgive somebody, if you're one of those people that's like, I could never forgive them for what they've done, they hurt me so bad, that brutally destroyed me, whatever the case is, I want you guys to know that forgiveness is for you. It's not for them. It is for you to heal. It is for you to grow. So you can forgive whoever for whatever and not ever have to talk to them again. You don't have to have any communication with them. You can completely cut them out of your life, but know in your heart that you have forgave them and move on from it, because it's so much easier to move on, to heal, to grow when you actually forgive someone. And I think I also posted something yesterday about this is your sign to have that hard conversation with somebody. Have the conversation, and it's going to be hard. But imagine the growth that's going to come from that if you have the conversation. So here's what I want you to do. Say you have somebody in your life that you know you need to forgive. You know that you need to move on from it. But you don't want that person in your life, and that's okay. You don't have to have that person in your life at all. But have the conversation. Tell them, open up. Say, you know what? I forgive you. It's done. It's in the past. You did what you did. But you no longer have a spot in my life because of this. I think it's easy. I think it's better for me to protect my energy. It's better for me to protect my peace, my energy, and my space if you are no longer in my life. I forgive you. What's done is done. But now I'm moving on. And then be done with it. And after that conversation, that's when you will feel you're going to feel such a peace in your soul. I promise you, you really, really will. So just remember that if you're somebody that's like, I could never forgive them, it's awful, it's brutal, they did all of these things. I think that a lot of people are like, I can't forgive that person because once I forgive that person, they have to have a spot in my life, and that's not the case. It's not. Forgiveness is just for you. It's for your heart, it's for your space, your energy. It's for you to heal. And who cares what that person thinks? Who cares if that person is like, oh, she forgave me, and just stop it, okay? Forgive, forget it. Okay? Leave them there. And so aside from forgiveness, I think that we really just need to be focusing on growing our mindsets and expanding our mindsets. And I did a training over this a couple weeks ago for my team. Once you expand your mindset, it does not go back. It doesn't. So I need you guys to be literally reading the books. And if you're not a reader, that's okay. Just pick up a book. Just start reading it. If you don't want to read a book, listen to a podcast. You guys, I hated podcasts. Okay, when my mentor told me, when I first started this business, my mentor told me, she said, you know what? You need to listen to a podcast. It'll help you grow so much. I said, number one, I don't see how a podcast is going to help me grow. Number two, I don't want to listen to a whole bunch of old people talk for minutes at a time because I don't have time for that. Okay? That was me when I first started this business. And now I love podcasts. I listen to them every single day because it helps me grow as a person. It helps expand my mindset. It helps me look at things differently. And that is so, so crucial to your growth, to you as a person, to your soul, and to your mind. So listen to the damn podcast, okay? If you need podcast recommendations, I will give you all the ones that I listen to. And I'm telling you, after I listen to these podcasts, it's just like it's like every piece of podcast that I listen to, I get one piece of value and I learn something new every single day. And that's something else that y'all should be doing. Learn something new every single day. Every single day, you should be learning at least one thing. At least. No matter what that looks like. If it's a skill set, if it's a whatever it is, learn something new every single day and watch you grow as a person. So forgive the people that you don't want to forgive for yourself, not for them. Expand your mindset. Learn something new every single day. Quit starving yourself. You are literally starving yourself, and that's why all these things are eating at you. Your bad days are turning into worse days. Your bad days and your bad months are turning into years of misery because you're literally starving yourself. You are not feeding your mind. You're not feeding your soul. You're not feeding your heart. And it's very, very crucial to do so. And I'm telling you guys, I told y'all this was supposed to be a podcast. It was supposed to be a podcast, and I had technical difficulties, but you know what? We're here, all right? Quit starving yourself. Quit letting the things eat at you because you're not eating. You should be a real life counselor. You know what? The goal is to be a motivational speaker within the next year. I will be walking stages in the next year as a motivational speaker. But I cannot be a counselor. I can't be a therapist because I think that that's like, and you know, I give my sister-in-law as a therapist, and I give so much props to her and therapists in general because imagine how much stuff that they are soaking in every single day, and then they have to go home with all of that weight on them. It's just absolutely, it is crazy. It is absolutely, it's crazy. Like I give them so much props. I really do. It's amazing what they're doing. Know that you, even on your worst days, you can still make it a good day. You've just got to change the way you're looking at things. And if you're having problems, do that. Feed yourself. Not with food. I mean, obviously you should be eating food. But feed your mind, feed your soul, feed your heart. Grow, expand your mind. It is so, so important. I want you guys to know that, and you hear me say this all the time, it's happening for you, not to you. But your breakthrough cannot break through. Your winning season cannot come through if you're not putting in the actions, if you're not feeding yourself. If you're not feeding yourself with the value, with the lessons, with the self-development, with the healing, with the learning, it's never going to happen. Your kids are so lucky to have you, a mom like you. Your follower is such a motivational person. You move so many people. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that so much. And you know what? That really just gave me chill bumps. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like if you're new here, can you drop new in the comments? That literally just gave me chills. Because literally a year and a half ago, I was laying in my shower praying and crying out to God to end my life and to give my babies a different mama. I literally remember just laying in my shower and the water running over me and me just begging God, like, please just get me out of here. Give my babies a different mama. They deserve so much more. They need so much more, and I am not it for them. And now looking back at that, it is amazing to see how loud he really heard me. And he gave my babies a different mama. He gave them a growing one, a healing one, a learning one, an inspiring one. And it is absolutely insane because the way that I had asked him to give my babies a different mama is not the way that he gave them one, but not the way that I asked. And so I don't know what you believe in, God, universe, the higher power, or whatever it is. But for me, I 110% believe in my God. And I know that, we've come very far. And I wouldn't be where I am without him. But anyways, feed your soul, feed your mind, quit starving yourself. If you quit starving yourself, then you won't be so hungry on the bad days, okay? You won't be so hungry on the bad months. You won't be so hungry in the bad years. And just know that it's all happening for you and not to you. Okay? I love you guys more than you will ever know. And I also want you guys to know that I feel a huge shift coming into my life. And not only just my life, but our business and our organization. Good things are coming. Really good things are coming. And I think we're going to talk about this on a later live. But when I had moved to Florida, things were really dark for me. I don't know if you guys could tell. I don't know if you guys have seen like that shift in energy in me. But things were really hard when I moved here. Really hard. And I was going through it really, really badly mentally. And I think it was just like this battle in my head of if I was doing the right thing. Was I on the right path? Was I doing the right things? And, again, everything happens for a reason. It's happening for you and not to you. And this is just a part of my journey. This is a part of my growth. This is a part of where we go from here. And, I'm excited. All right, you guys. Again, we're going to talk about that later. I can't wait to know more. Yes, it was hard. I could tell. Yes, April, it was so hard. I love you guys. I appreciate you all so much. My heart is so full. I'm telling you right now, it really, really is. Stop letting things eat at you because you're not eating. You're not feeding your soul. You're not feeding your mind. You're not doing the things. Quit starving yourself. And I promise you better days will come, okay? It's very, very important. And I think it's really just like it's a shield. It's a guard. It's like a protection, like your armor. Personally developing is just an armor for when your bad days do come. It's so much harder to let things hit you. It's so much harder to let just little things bring you down and make you feel some type of way. So make sure you're eating. Okay. Y'all remember, you have every opportunity to change something about yourself or about your life that you don't like every second that you are breathing. You are in control.